Morning, everyone. I'm Wong Ken Yong. Today, I would like to present my innovation entitled Gamification in Education, the Adventure of Dinosaur Board Game. Studies have shown that one of the new technology potential for motivating students to learn is gamification, which can be defined as the use of game design elements in non-game contexts. Literature also shows that gamification may be used to provide incentives for expected behaviors in education and to ensure that these behaviors help students to reach intended learning outcomes. It is the very first in the history that this year there's no physical reopening of school for all the pupils, including my pupils. And I noticed that as they always stay at home for a very long time, it seems that they are very lack of motivation in their learning. They are not responding in the class, they are not willing to submit their homework, and I face a lot of problems. I started to think, what can I do to help my pupils and solve the problem at the same time? Gamification came to my mind, and I started to come up with a board game and using the dinosaur feature. So I name it as a Adventure of Dinosaur board game, where I created on my own, and I tried to implement it in my Year 5 classroom, which consists of 28 mixed ability pupils. So this is the board game that I've created. So these are my data collection methods. I have 5 data collection methods. Very brief concept of explaining how the whole idea is being implemented. Firstly, I told my pupils explaining about what is positive and negative behaviors. And I told them that positive behaviors will be rewarded, while negative behavior marks will be deducted for that behavior. And all the marks that the pupils accumulated will be accumulated to a leaderboard for 1 week. And at the end of the week, the pupil will have the chance to spin the wheel of fortune according to their ranking for the week, and the numbers that they get in the wheel of fortune will be the steps that they can move in the board game session, and whichever groups that reaches the finish point in the board game will win the game and be rewarded. These are the positive and negative behaviors that I've mentioned to the pupils. And as I implemented cycle 1, I started simple, where I have containers for each group, and I have token for whoever that responded and behaved positively in the classroom. And those who did not behave well, I'll remove the token from their group. But however, I noticed one very significant flaw in the system is that the pupils cannot see their scores because all the containers are with me. So they cannot really see how they progress, and there's a lack of immediate response from the pupils. So I started to think, how can I allow pupils to see their scores and their progress? And then I came up with cycle 2. Well, in cycle 2, I compile everything into one slide where it's very easy for pupils to see everything within a slide. And I'm going to show you a video clip of how I implemented this idea.
Yes, okay. Okay, now judging and looking at the current marks, the highest is green, and then the second highest is red. So green and red, you get to spin for 2 times. So let's choose green. Okay, green Chen. Okay, Chen Rong gets to decide, and then red Rong Ye. Okay, green. How long would you like it to spin? 5, 10, 15, 20. Chen Rong.
15.
15. Okay, so you will spin for 2 rounds and 15. Okay, let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you get 2. Okay, one round. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 2 and 2 4. So green will move 4 steps forward. Oopsie, oh my green. Sorry, green color, you stay. You will stop for 1 round for next week. Oh,
However, in this implementation, my students actually told me that they feel that the board game itself is too small for them. They cannot really see it clearly. So that leads to implementation of cycle 3. In cycle 3, I've divided everything into 3 parts, where the first part I made one slide specifically for leaderboard, and this time I make some slight changes where pupils can see how they progress by looking at their ranking. So I place them, other than being in a table form, I've made it so that I can move the pupils according to their ranking so they can see where they are every time. And this time I also implemented using an application Wheel of Names, where there will be interesting and engaging sound effects for the pupils whenever the wheel is spinning. So let's see a very simple introduction of how the whole idea is being implemented. So this is how the pupils reacted every time when we play the board game. So you can see they are very excited. So these are the main findings that I've noticed in this innovation that I'm going to discuss with you. So the very first part is I noticed that the whole implementation is able to encourage positive behaviors from the pupils. They know how they should behave in the classroom, and stated in my teacher's journal is saying that I noticed the pupil were reminding each other to keep quiet. And one of my pupils also stated that if we are not quiet, teacher will reduce our marks. Means that they know how they should behave in order to gain more marks, and that helped them to stay focused in the lesson. And this is the percentage given by the pupils, saying that they are more willing to behave in a class. So 85.71 or 24 out of 28 of the pupils agree that they are more willing to behave after the implementation of the adventure of dinosaur. Next, I noticed that the pupils have more motivation to learn. In my teacher's journal, it stated that the pupils are raising their hands actively to answer questions. When I told them marks will be rewarded, even the weaker ones starting asking her friends how to answer the questions. And one of my weak pupil also mentioned then, I can help my group get more marks. Of course, I need to raise up my hand. As you can see, this is the percentage of people submitted their work. And in the beginning, before the implementation, as you can see, it's only 35.71%. While when it comes to the end of the implementation, there are 85.71 pupils that actually submitted their work. So it shows that they have more motivation, they are more willing to learn and to submit their work. So pupils also agrees that they are more willing to participate in the classroom activities, where 78.57 or 22 out of 28 of them agree on this statement. The third point I noticed that is the teamwork among the pupils can be seen vividly. In my reflective journal, it stated that the pupils started the active discussion to read the passage without even being told to do so, and they helped each other. And one of my group leaders stating in the pupils reflective journal, he stated that I teach my friends. He understand it. I'm happy. Can help to add marks to our group. And 89.29 or 25 out of 28 of them agree that they can work together better after the implementation of the adventure of the dinosaur. And the last one, which is the very important part, is that improvement in the classroom assessment. So the pupils, they improve much in the classroom assessment, and in my reflective journal, it stated that after being supported and motivated by a friend, she can speak confidently. And one of my weak pupils also stated that what teacher said, I can understand and learn better. So as you can see, this is the comparison of classroom assessment with last year and this year's result. As you can see here, so the results of TB2 decrease, and TB3, TB4, TB5 increase, and this year even some of my pupils able to reach up to TB6. In conclusion, the adventure of dinosaur board game have created positive impacts to the pupils. The implementation of gamification in education, create a motivating, fun, and engaging environment for the pupils to participate as active learners. I'll implement more of the gamification elements in my classroom for the near future. With that, I thank you.